Hello everyone, myself Archana Varude. In last video, we completed the second subpoint of second chapter, that is magnetism, and now we start semiconductor physics. In last video, we understand what is the effective resistances when they are connected in series and what is the effective resistance when resistances are connected in parallel combination. And after watching this video, you will be able to understand how the energy bands form in solid, then what is the valence band, conduction band, and what is the forbidden energy gap. First subpoint is band theory of solids. We know that in solids there are number of atoms and this atom is the smallest particle. In chemistry we study the atomic structure. An atom consists of centrally placed heavy nucleus. This nucleus consists of protons and neutrons. Protons carry positive charge whereas neutrons are neutral, and electrons carry negative charge, and these electrons are revolve in elliptical orbit around the nucleus. Here this diagram shows electron, neutron, proton and nucleus. There are different number of orbits, and in that orbits electrons are revolving in elliptical orbit. The electrons in the inner shell are bound to the nucleus and hence called as bound electrons because these electrons are tightly bound to the nucleus, and the electrons in the outermost orbit are called valence electrons. And since each electron occupies a different position inside the solid, that means no two electrons have same pattern of surrounding charges. Thus, orbits of electrons are different, and there is a formula for defining the number of electrons in particular orbit is 2n square, where n means number of shell or number of orbit. And thus, if an atom is considered separately, then electrons in any orbit have fixed energy. But in solid, many such atoms are closely packed and hence each electron in any orbit is under the influence of this closely packed structure. And because of this, instead of fixed energy, the electrons have a range of energies, and that is also called as energy bands. Here this diagram shows the energy levels of single atom and energy levels of solid. When only single atom is considered, then it has a fixed energy level. There are different energy levels in that diagram: first energy level, second energy level, third energy level, and it may be partially filled, and after that may be unoccupied level. If there are no electrons present in outermost orbit, then it is empty. On right hand side, this is the energy band in solid. In solid there are number of atoms and therefore there is a range of energies called as energy band, and the range of energies possessed by these electrons is called as energy band. Therefore in that diagram, first energy band, second energy band and third energy band, and if there are no electrons in outermost orbit or higher energy state, then that band is empty. And we know that the electrons in the outermost orbit of an atom are known as valence electrons, and for a normal atom the valence electrons have highest energy, and these valence electrons are also called as free electrons, and these electrons are responsible for conduction of current. and the range of energies possessed by the valence electrons is called valence band. For inert gases, this valence band is completely filled, and for other elements, it may be completely filled or partially filled with electrons. For metals, the valence electrons are loosely attached to the nucleus. So they can be detached and become free electrons, and these free electrons are responsible for conduction of current in conductor. And the range of energies possessed by these conducting electrons is called as a conduction band, and this conduction band may be either empty or partially filled with the electrons. This diagram shows the energy band diagram, that is valence band and conduction band. And remember one thing, when we draw energy band diagram, then first band is always valence band and upper band is called as conduction band, because when external energy is given to the valence electrons, then they get free electrons. They are conducting electrons, and therefore upper band is conduction band. And from this diagram, it is observed that there is an energy gap between valence band and conduction band, and that gap is called as a forbidden energy gap. And this energy level, it is in electron volt. Now we solve some multiple choice questions on these above topics. First question is, the range of energies possessed by valence electrons is called as. Option A is valence band, B conduction band, C forbidden energy gap, and D none of these. And from the definition of valence band, it is clear that the range of energies possessed by valence electrons is called as valence band. Therefore, correct answer is A, valence band. Question number 2. The energy gap between valence band and conduction band is called as. Options are option A, valence band, B, conduction band, C, forbidden energy gap, D, none of these. And as we see the diagram, energy band diagram for valence band and conduction band, from that we observe that there is a energy gap between valence band and conduction band, and it is called as a forbidden energy gap. Therefore, correct option is C, forbidden energy gap. Question number 3. The range of energies possessed by conducting electrons is called as. Option A is valence band, B, conduction band, C, forbidden energy gap, D, none of these. And from the definition of conduction band, the range of energies possessed by conducting electrons is called as conduction band, and therefore correct answer is B, conduction band. Question number 4. Electrons carry dash dash charge. Option A is positive, B, neutral, C, negative, D, none of these. And we know that from atomic structure, the electrons carry negative charge, and therefore correct option is C, negative. That's all about today's video. I hope you all understand these topics. Thank you.